More than 7 months after the January 6th insurrection, the FBI is still building cases and relying on tips from the internet vigilantes who are helping. Case in point, one insurrectionist named Robert Reeder had his sentencing scheduled for yesterday, and he pleaded guilty to one misdemeanor count of picketing, demonstrating, or parading inside the Capitol. But at the last minute, the judge delayed the proceedings after amateur cyber sleuths uncovered this video of him appearing to assault a police officer. They shared it on Twitter just hours before the sentencing was supposed to begin. He could now face additional charges. But why are private citizens doing this work and not the FBI? Ryan Riley is a senior justice reporter for HuffPost. He's been reporting on the ongoing investigations into the January 6th insurrection. He's writing a book about the FBI's unprecedented use of crowdsourced information in this investigation. So, Ryan, tell me more about the sedition hunters, because I feel like that's my next Halloween costume. And I need to know who they are, how they started, how they operate. Give me the goods.
Yeah, I mean, they're from all over the country and indeed the world. And basically, these are people who are very motivated to find out the people who were behind January 6th. And they're hunting down these clues, and they keep spreadsheets and they keep documents. They have, screen grabs out the wazoo, as one sedition hunter told me. Basically, they're trying to hunt down every moment and track people as they go throughout the Capitol, and then also identify people who have not been arrested yet. With Richard Reeder here, this was someone who was arrested very early by the FBI. And I think the important background here is that this wasn't a target of sedition hunters initially, because he was one of the very first arrests. He was someone who was caught off of facial recognition by federal authorities very early on. And so it wasn't someone they really spent much time focusing on. But when this case popped up, they did a little hunting around and checked out what was happening with this case, because they saw it was a misdemeanor, and all of a sudden they uncovered this video. So it really is this remarkable moment where these online sleuths completely changed the trajectory of a federal prosecution.
That is absolutely incredible, but also makes me wonder what the FBI is doing. I understand they're working very hard to prosecute as many people as possible, but this example shows you that they might be missing some crimes. So the FBI, it's not like they don't have the capability. They have a long history of surveilling and sabotaging left-wing organizations and spaces, most recently with Black Lives Matter. Why aren't we seeing the same urgency with this investigation?
I think the thing that makes the sedition hunters work so well is the crowdsourcing. And that's something that the FBI is just not set up for. This isn't how they go about things. With bank robbers, they're used to individually focus on individual targets in specific geographic areas. They're not really set up internally or externally to basically use the power of the crowd and try to connect some of the dots here. Because the way that they've organized this behind the scenes on the sedition hunter side is that they've been able to tag people's activities throughout the entire time they're at the Capitol. So someone might remember, I was watching this footage and that person was there. So this assault that came up was something that they really spotted at the very last minute, and really does just completely change the game. This is not someone who would have been getting this type of misdemeanor deal had they known about this from the very beginning. And this is someone who lied to the FBI and said he didn't have an encounter with them. So he was about to get a sentence that probably is a lot shorter than what would have happened had they not come up with this. Luckily, there was a carve out in the plea deal that allowed the federal authorities to bring additional charges if they see a crime of violence, which obviously this is. So there is still the ability to bring further charges, but this is something that, would not have gone down this path towards this misdemeanor plea deal had they known about this information earlier on.